GATENBY, baby, there it is! Joe freaking GATENBY. I've waited so long for this. Woo! What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Vancouver Canucks BAGM mode. So first and foremost, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to you guys, but most importantly, I want to apologize to Bo Horvat. I was way too hard on Horvat. I said in the start of the year, I said if Horvat gets like 45 to 50 points, I will be happy, and he's definitely on pace for that right now. So honestly, I was being too hard on Horvat. He's a great player, and if his line mates are doing good, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're doing good right now. Yakupov is absolutely killing it right now. 55 points in 62 games, and Krause is pretty much on the exact same pace as Bo Horvat. So really, I'm not too upset whatsoever. What I should be more concerned about is Jake Virtanen. Did we ruin him? I don't know, like 20 points in 62 games, plus 9. I guess that's not bad, but a 23-year-old, 4 green star player. It's kind of weird though. I've had Virtanen in a few GMs and he really hasn't done a whole lot. I think I saw him get to like 86 once, and even then he wasn't that great. But aside from that, we are really doing pretty decent. I'm actually really happy with the play of Jake Bean lately. Since being moved up to the first pairing with Hampus Lindholm, he has been nothing but awesome. 18 points in 62 games and a plus 3. If he can play alongside Hampus Lindholm, I mean, he is obviously quick enough. Look at that skating category. Keeping up with Lindholm is not an issue. So I'm pretty happy with that, and obviously Ben Bishop and Mackenzie Blackwood in the cage. But I want to do an experiment, and this actually works out kind of perfect. So as you can see, there is 62 games in the NHL regular season left, and that means there is 20 left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up this comment right now from Wesley. He says, put McCann on the second line, move Horvat down so he can be that third liner of the future. Maybe trade him. Definitely put McCann on the second line so he can progress better. He is tearing it up. I agree with you, but I also disagree with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little test. Obviously, there's no denying that McCann's having a great year there on the third line. So what I'm going to do, since there is only, like I said, only 20 games left, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Horvat on the second line for 10 games and put McCann on the second line for another 10 games. So once we move McCann up, we'll move Horvat down for the last 10 games of the NHL regular season, just to do a little test. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write down all their stats, and then we're going to get the next 10 games plus the trade deadline over with, and then we will see where we're at here. So for the next 10 games, we're not going to change a thing. I believe we're third in our division, so catching LA and maybe even Anaheim would be absolutely huge. But for the next 10 games, we're not going to change anything. I've wrote down Horvat's goals, assists, points, and plus minus, so we're going to see how he works on the second line. Obviously, I know how he works, but I will put McCann on for the last 10 games just to have a feeler, because if McCann really does rip it up, I might want to put him there for the playoffs. And if Horvat, does pretty good, like 6 points in 10 games, he might feel more comfortable on the third line. So what I'm going to do for the trade deadline, I'm not saying I'm going to trade Horvat, because that's definitely not the case. What I want to do is I want to get the trade market, kind of stir some stuff up, kind of get some talks out there that, maybe if the right deal comes our way, we will move one of our younger skaters, but it's really not an issue. I don't think we're going to make a trade, but we'll put a couple players on there. I don't want to trade any of those guys, but just put them in the mix a little bit, get some trade talks happening. Let's go here. In the first hour, nothing's going to happen. Maybe a quiet trade deadline for us. If anything, I would really like to get another top 2 defenseman, but I really can't see that happening. So I'm going to have a look around the NHL. Like I said, probably not even going to make a trade, but yeah, I don't think we're going to make a deal happen. I'm going to go ahead and look at skaters being given away. I think actually what I want to have a look at is Winnipeg. Yeah, Dustin Byfuglien is available. So you look at Dustin Byfuglien and he's got 1 year left. He's going to go down after this year. He's almost at 1,000 games played. So, I mean, he's 34. He's still a beast, okay? He's still a tank. He's having a pretty good year, actually. But, I mean, if we get Dustin Byfuglien, okay, that means our defense is going to look totally different, which I really don't want to do. So Jake Bean's going to be our top 2 guy next year. It's going to be Lindholm, Bean, Provorov, Morrissey, Tanev, Gatenby. If I go ahead and say trade Chris Tanev for Dustin Byfuglien, I'm getting an older player, 4 years older. I'm getting a higher contract, and he may not be back next year. So I know there's people in the comments tell me, go get another defenseman for the playoff run. There's no need. I don't need for that to happen. There's been no trades. A super quiet trade deadline here. I might stir something up. I might go snag a pick or something like that. Maybe get like another pick. Yeah, because we only have 2 seconds and a third this year. So if I could trade if I could trade our second round pick and a third for a first, I might go ahead and swing a deal. Like, I would like to get a first round pick. Wow, look at Calgary just stocking up on the first round picks. But I would like to snag another first round pick. Like Carolina's wouldn't be that bad. I could offer them like our second, a third, and like a second from next year, or like a second from 2022. 2 years away. How about I trade a second and 2/3 for this year's first, just to get a first round pick, because we do have another second round pick. Is that worth it? Not really. You know what? I feel more comfortable going a second and 2/3. So will that go through for Carolina's first? No, not gonna happen. You know what? It's fine. I am comfortable with where we're at. No trades happening at all. Calgary's coming at us with a proposal in the final hours. Tanev and a third for Johnny Hockey. Oh man, it'd be really cool to get Johnny Hockey, but really, do we need another scoring winger? No, we do not. So there's no need for us to make a trade. I'm happy with where we're at. Nothing happened in the trade deadline. Oh man, TSN must just be so upset. Nothing happened. No trade deadline frenzy for them. That sucks. So let's count our 10 games. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that would be 10. So I'll slow sim that game against the Flyers, but let's go. They have the exact same record as us. Big victory. There you go. 3-2 win there. I am banking on being a legitimate playoff contender this year. I'm thinking the third round or bust. If it's anything less than the third round, it has been a disappointment. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, where are you going with this organization? Who's stepping up? Who's got to go? We are primed for a playoff run here. We're primed for a Stanley Cup. We have a goalie who's not getting any younger. We have a sick young offense who are going to perform for quite a while. Our defense isn't going to be this young forever. Like, Lindholm is not going to be, 25, 26 years old forever. He's gonna start going down eventually. I'm not saying it's going to happen, anytime soon, but I would really like to get those guys a ring. I would absolutely love to get the guys a Stanley Cup ring. That would just be awesome, especially this young in their NHL career. That would just be fantastic. So we're 5 games left on our little swing here. Let's go ahead and slow sim this game against the Blues. Period number 1. 1-0. Austin Matthews on the power play. There you go. Period number 2. 2-2. Johnson, then Tyratty, and Kevin Shattenkirk there. We're being outshot, not by a crazy margin, but let's go, boys. Come on, get some more shots. And Alexander Steen scores on Ben Bishop, making it 3-2. And Bo Horvat comes back with a huge goal, proving to me he is a legitimate second liner. Going into OT here, going into a shootout. There's the extra point. Neo freaking Yakupov. Attaboy. Yak City. Yak City. There you go. Horvat with the big goal late in the third period, and then we rile back for the victory. Okay, Horvat, I see you out there. I know you're playing. I recognize it. Trust me. I see that you're out there. Come on, let's go continue with the victories here. I mean, we're playing so well. I really don't want to change things up, but we pretty much are a playoff team, and I'm committed to this 10-game little stint, so I'm excited to see how many points Horvat got here in the last 10 games. We've absolutely been tearing it up, though. How many wins is that in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully we're going to be like 9-1 here after we beat the Flyers. Oh my god, Giroux says hell no on the second second shot they score. Okay, period number 1, 3-1. Scott Lawton, Del Zotto. Kraus gets 1, but we might go 8-2 instead of 9-1. Period number 2, 4-1. This game is all but over. Bo Horvat scores a big goal, but Giroux and Voracek, they were just too much for us, and they snapped our winning streak. It's totally fine. You know what? It was against the Eastern Conference team. Giroux with 2 points, Wayne Train with 2, and Bo Horvat, he's got 2 points in that effort there. So let's see how they did, how McCann did on the third line. I mean, I think they should be doing good because he killed it there over the last week and a half to 2 weeks. So last time Horvat had 14 goals, 20 assists for 34 points. He's now got 39 points. So we had 5 points in 10 games. He's now a +3. Okay, all right. So that's not fantastic numbers, but it's pretty good for a second liner. I mean, if you average that, you're doing pretty decent. Let's go McCann. He had 35 points last time we checked, and he's now got 42. So he had 6 points in the last 10 games. He went up by 3 in his plus-minus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them down once again, and then I'm going to do a switcheroonie, and then we're going to see how McCann does on the second line in the last 10 games of the season. So now McCann is going to get to play with some more talented wingers. I'm excited to see how he does here. This is a big challenge. This is really going to prove to me who is going to be our second liner. It's probably going to be Horvat come the playoffs, honestly, but let's go here. Period number 1, 1-0. Alexander Killorn on the fourth line. Period number 2, 2-1. Jake Virtanen, he does not need McCann on the third line to score. Gets a big goal and pushes his team ahead by 1 goal. Come on, guys. Hold it down here. Hold it down. Jake Virtanen still has the, oh my god, I was just going to say the GWG, and they come with 2 goals in less than 40 seconds, and they have a 3-2 lead. Come on. Come on, Horvat McCann. Oh my god, we blow it there because I jinxed them. I'm sorry. I got to take that loss on my own. I'll take the L. That one, that was not pretty at all. Gatenby with a big helper, but yeah, that was not pretty. I'm sorry. I jinxed you guys. Let's go ahead and slow sim the game against Argenbust, and then we will continue on with the end of the regular season and onward into the playoffs. So again, I'm pretty sure we're going to be a deep playoff team. I don't think it was a mistake to not make a move at the playoffs, but if anything, not getting a legitimate like top 2 defenseman like Dustin Byfuglien, then sending Joe Gatenby to the minors for the Utica playoff run may hurt me a little bit, but I'm confident in the guys. We could have a 50-win year here, our first 50-win year with the Vancouver Canucks. I think we have enough games. We need obviously 3 more to get 50 wins, and I believe we have 4 or 5 games left, so we could definitely do it. We've got 5 games left, so I think we could definitely do it here. Let's get it sooner than later though, guys. Don't save the dramatics for game 82. Let's get it done right now, and we start off with a big victory against Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin there. You know what? You can lose one of these games. I want to get 50 wins against Argenbust. That would just shove it in his face. Okay, all right. We got absolutely tooled there, 8-5, but we do have all the stars aligning right now. Come on, you can beat the Sharks. Easy pickings. An Orca can beat a Shark. Yes, it definitely can, and we got 50 wins hopefully here against the 29, 41, and 10 Arizona Argenbusts, okay? Arizona Argenbusts. Okay, let's go. First period, 2-0. Gatenby, baby, there it is! Joe freaking Gatenby. I've waited so long for this. It was a hesitated... My reaction was hesitated because I didn't even think that was like real. I was like, what the hell? I thought I'm seeing this. And then Yakupov scores a goal. Oh, Gatenby, that must feel so good. Argenbust, get out of here. Period number 2, 4-1. Oh my god, I thought that was Argenbust. But McCann had a big goal as well as Glendening. This is just absolutely beautiful. This is a Cinderella story right now. This is just fantastic. Come on, Gatenby. Go for another one, buddy. Your first career multi-goal game. Go for it. Dauphin gets his second. Thank God it wasn't Tobias Reeder, but we get our 50th win of the year against the Arizona Argenbust. It feels so good. Yakupov had a helper there on Joe Gatenby's goal. There you go, Gatenby with his 4th. So I'm looking here and I see Gatenby on the score sheet, but who's missing there? I don't even, like, is he even in the NHL? I mean, he played 21 minutes, but oh god. You know what? Maybe the best thing for you, Argento, is to be be sent down to the minors, maybe go on a conditioning stint, maybe kind of just find out who you are as a hockey player, because that, oh man, you let GATENBY score, baby. Joe GATENBY, the beauty. All right, we're going to end this one on the road. Hopefully I have 51 victories, 1-1, Hampus Lindholm and Evander Kane, period number 2, 2-1, Lawson Krause, short-handed, baby. There you go, that one must have been nice. Short-handed, comes in, just rips it after the blue line, and Bo Horvat scores another big goal. Horvat and McCann have both scored in the games that I've slow simmed, so again, it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of numbers they put up. Who knows, maybe Horvat's going to really excel in the third line position, but 50, oh, Joe GATENBY, baby, there you go, Joe GATENBY. He's like, yo, xTech, buddy, you drafted me, you developed me, you don't want to send me down to the minors, you don't want to do that, I'm here to stay, and he proves it with his 5th goal of the year. Krause had 2 points as well as Horvat. So let's go ahead and first off see where we finished in the standings. I kind of want to see how Utica did. 37, 31, and 5. They have a few games left, so they may be a playoff team, but how did we do in our standings? If we caught Anaheim, I would be stoked, which I wouldn't be surprised because we had a great end to this year, and we definitely did 106 points for 3rd in the NHL. Holy shit, Nashville, 119 points, my god. But that is actually just unreal. We killed it there. Duclair had 64 assists, okay? 64 helpers. Bishop had the most wins. I see Duclair there with 92 freaking points. Who are we going to face in round number 1 of the playoffs? The Edmonton Oilers. It has been a banner year for the Vancouver Canucks in no small part due to your GM skills. I knew I picked the right guy, and the 51 wins is icing on the cake. Great job. Keep it up. You got it. You got it, Mr. Aquilini, the owner of the Vancouver Canucks. Let's do a quick little wrap up here, and we're up against the Edmonton Oilers. Again, we beat them last year, and I think we could do it again. I think we could definitely show Edmonton what's up one more time. So actually what I have to do before any of that is I have to go check out how the boys did, how they did. So Horvat had 39 points last time we checked, and he's now got 43. So that means 4 points in his last 10 games. Plus 4, he's got 1 more plus than he did last time. Okay, I see it. Where is McCann? 52. So McCann had 10 points in 10 games, and he has 1 more plus. He got 10 points in 10 games. I can't ignore that. Like, I give him minutes, and he gets 10 points in 10 games. Maybe it's because we're playing good. Maybe it's fluke. But that's really convincing for me to leave McCann on the second line. You guys can let me know in the comments, but that's pretty convincing for me there. So let's check all skaters. Again, you guys can let me know, but let's see here who led the team in points. Matthews and Duclair. The kids, baby. The kids are leading the team. That is a breakout year for Austin Matthews. Oh my goodness. 92 points for the kid. Holy crap. 33 goals, almost 60 helpers. Duclair said, you know what, I'm not going to score a few more goals. I'll give you a few more assists. He hit 60 assists for 92 points. A huge breakout year for Duclair. I said we're not going to name a captain until the playoffs. Well, the playoffs are here, and we need someone to don the C. And I'm really looking at Duclair, man. I'm really looking at him. But Tyler Johnson, he's another one who could definitely wear the captaincy. 86 points. That whole line is just amazing together. I remember you guys were like, man, you can't play Johnson on the wing. He's not going to work. Yeah, talk to me now. 92, 92, 86. That is the most dominant line in the NHL right now. Yakupov had 74 points, 30 goals on the second line. That's awesome. Hampus Lindholm at 53. That's great. Lawson Krause, 53 points. I can't be mad at that. That's awesome. I'm very happy that Krause hit 53 on the second line. That's awesome. Jared McCann, 52. You guys know the story on Jared McCann. Horvat on the third line had 43. Jay Money had 15 goals, 24 helpers, plus 10, 39 points. Jake Virtanen, 29, matched. He had pretty much the exact same year he had last year. I don't know what to do about Jake Virtanen. Ivan Provorov, 27 points. Sam Steele, 25 there. Jake Bean had 23, plus 8. That's amazing. Joe GATENBY, 19 points, plus 18 on the kid. Look at that. Chris Tanev, 16 points. Glendening, Martin, and that is all we have to look at here. There's the goaltender, 43-21. Blackwood really didn't help us out all that much. He started 19 games, 8 and 10, and he had a goals against average of 310. So that's really not that good. But what I want to do is look at Argon Bust here. I really want to see how he did in his first year. Only a measly 14 points, minus 22. Are you okay? Yeah, okay. All right, buddy. You are not very good at hockey. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But I expect some good chirping there on the Joe Gatenby ego and the Argento ego Twitters. That's gonna be awesome. So who led the NHL in goals? Well, let me tell you, it was Claude Giroux, 5,906 points. Man, G went off. Big G went off. Look at Scott Lawton, though. How is he so good? 93 overall. I had no idea that he could get that good. For 3.5 star, that's actually really impressive. I'm not sure I've ever even seen that. Jacob Voracek and Tyler Seguin both had 100 points. Tavares, Ben, Tarasenko, Taze, and then Matthews and Duclair. To have 2 players in the top 10 scoring is pretty impressive, and I mean, right outside looking in is Tyler Johnson with 86. So pretty impressive there. Let's go check out the defenseman. 84 points for OEL. Yeah, Argento, you wish you could be half as good as OEL. Carlson with 24 goals. Check out the goaltenders. Obviously, Big Ben Bishop played a lot of hockey for us this year. This could be the last year that Bishop is really competitive. He is 33 years old. He's going to start going down. Let's check it out here. 9 shutouts for Big Ben Bishop. Rookie skaters. Dauphin there with 46 points, and it looks like he might take home the Calder. Tmishtov with 45, but you know who the real MVP is and who should win the Calder? You're looking at him, baby. Look at that beautiful face. That is a smile worth $1 million right there. The whitest teeth in the NHL, Joe Gatenby. What a beauty. There he is, though. Rookie goaltenders, who's performing there. This guy, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. That's ridiculous. Mason McDonald. There you go. All skaters. You've seen all there is to see. We're up against Edmonton in round number 1 in year number 5. This is our year to prove to everyone that we are able to make it past the second round. Like, we've been improving every single year, I guess 1 point, but we did continue to get the first round picks, which really helped us out. 40 wins, 51. We are definitely prepped. We're ready to go for a deep playoff run. I'll see you guys in the next episode where we go visit Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers.